All right, so what we're gonna do here today is we're gonna do an install video of our new Starlink internet. So I think a lot of people have heard of this. It's been out for a little bit now. It's, from what I've read, it's been working through a little bit here and there, but now it's doing pretty good. Reached out online. I've seen a few people on Instagram. I wish I could remember their names. Give them a shout. That were running this, and they were getting internet in remote areas. I mean, we don't need internet, but it'd be nice to have it once in a while in these remote destinations we get to. So we're gonna roll the dice on it. You know, we ordered this. It only took us a couple days to get. We weren't sure if there was a wait list. Again, information was unclear. At one time, it sounds like there was. It took us 4 days to get this. So we haven't posted a whole lot because we just moved on the boat full time. We're still cleaning up some stuff at the house. So we're gonna start doing bigger projects. And internet's one of them. We don't have internet on the boat right now. So we just rolled the dice and ordered this. And we kind of want to do an unboxing, show what it comes with, because we didn't see a whole lot of information online. So we kind of felt like we were just going to do it and see what happens, even though we had good, like it worked good, but not a lot of people walking through how to install it that we could find. There might be something out there. So we figured we'd do an install video for you guys. And as far as how much it costs, that comes up a lot. I'm going to have Steph take that one. She's the one who ordered everything, and she'll kind of walk through how that went. And then we'll show you what we got. And then we're actually going to do a Mast install. And I'll show you guys what we did with a mount for that and everything. So I'm going to turn it over to Steph and let her explain how much it costs.
So for the monthly payment, it's $135 a month, and that's for the RV version. If you want an actual boat, it's way more expensive, but really expensive. Are not planning on using internet when we are out in the ocean. It's only for when we are sitting. So that's why we did the RV instead. But for when you order the satellite and everything, tax, shipping, and you know the first monthly payment, it was like $700. So that's what you initially have to pay, but then after that it's $135.
Yeah, and because I feel like we've had a lot of questions of what it costs, so we wanted to really hash out. That's the initial fee for the equipment. You spend that, they send it out, then it's a month to month after that.
And also there is an even cheaper version than that's just for houses too. But this is for more of a mobile sort
A few people we talked to said go RV because it's made to move. It's not held down to one location. We don't know how it's going to work like under rolling. I doubt it'll work on Passage. We don't even know if we want it to work on Passage. We won't have you wasting the power.
We don't care about having internet on Passage.
It'd just be nice certain anglers to come in to upload videos, you know, to do stuff like this. But it's one of those things we don't have to have. If we get a dead spot in a Passage, that's fine. We don't care. We're not very techie people. So we're kind of rolling the dice unbiased. This seems pretty cool, but we're going to do a review later. But we're just going to do an unbiased review. I've seen a lot of people mount these deck side for the satellites and they do fine. We're going to go Mast.
Just because we don't want to take up the storage.
I don't want to take up the storage, and the higher the better. I mean, I don't want to obstruct it. That was a big thing they said. Is it said should work good in I think rain, it gets hindered a little, but really just don't obstruct it. And with masts all over the place, I'm going to actually take a old TV antenna we had up the mizzen, and I'm going to modify the bracket, and I'll show you how I do that. And we're going to put this up there. So that's the goal of the day. We're going to put it up, put the modem in the bedroom here. And right now we're going to walk through what we get and show you how to install. So here we go. So right out of the box, we want to do this because I had a hard time finding information about it a lot. And I think it's because it actually looks pretty simple, but that doesn't mean you don't have questions. So first things first. This is your mount, obviously. So this snaps into the dish. This is the dish right here that got 30 already. That's amazing. And it just snaps into this mount. So what I'm going to do is it's got these 4 bolts, little holes. They're about 1/4 inch. I'm actually making a pad that's going to sit on the mast like this, and I'm going to mount it here, and then I'll slide the dish in, and it can do its thing because it actually has a pivot point here. And from what I'm reading is it does adjust. I don't know how often it adjusts. I don't know if it's like a constant or if it's an overtime. I don't know, but it does adjust. So that's one thing, is we did still want to allow it to pivot. So our mast is going to be back here and give it that room it needs to pivot. It doesn't look like it swivels, but it does look like it pivots back and forth. So it comes with that. One thing I did see as well is it comes with a dish. This is basically, I think, the instructions. You know,
Really?
whole big book. You know, right? And then this little snazzy guy. Oh, there might be something on here. Oh, I lied. There's some instructions here. I don't know. How's that for an unboxing video?
And this is the modem.
And that's the modem. And then one thing I saw online, here's all the cable to connect it, the modem to the dish. One comment a lot of people I saw reading, if anyone hasn't already done their homework, is this plugs into the modem. Now that's a big hole to get it through, to put in. We're actually not going to come straight through. I'm going to come through the helm because I'd rather go horizontally through the fiberglass instead of through the top. Still not stoked about it. But instead of what I saw is, instead of putting this end through, one thing I did see for anyone on there is this guy. How did I do that before?
I don't know. Did you press the button?
Nope, you just pull.
Okay.
It actually unplugs. I don't think the Gen 1s did, is what I was reading, the round ones, but these ones do unplug, so it's not much different, but it's enough where I think I saw like a 1/2 inch hole, which still sucks, but it's enough where I can get that through and then seal it behind it. And then this guy's just gonna lock up in there, but it does take some force to get it out, so if you didn't know it, I wouldn't pull that hard probably to get it out, so I just kind of wanted to add that in. And then a power cord, it's 110, plugs into the modem. So dish, stand, modem here. Looks pretty straightforward. From what I can tell, there's no hard connection. That's one thing we weren't sure about. It looks like it's all Wi-Fi to everything, so we're gonna actually have to do a Wi-Fi adapter to our desktop in here. But besides that, so far it looks good. Speeds look good. Again, we're not picky, but we'll kind of give an overall view of what we find with this guy, and just for anyone who's kind of curious like what to expect, because we still didn't get enough information as we wanted. So we're going to kind of put this together and really kind of do a real world test at the dock. At least it'll probably be a couple months until we do another real world when we're actually on the hook full time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get started, put it up. I'll put the mount together and then I'll jump back in and show you guys what I got. So what I did here is I took, this is an old antenna mount, basically it mounted through here, old TV antenna, if anyone's familiar with those, that mounts on the mast. So I'm taking this guy, and I'm gonna freaking mount it to this, and then this is gonna mount to here, kind of give you an idea. Now I don't know how well you can see in that camera, but the paint's got some freaking marks. The setup time on this, I let it sit out in 90-degree weather for like 6 hours at the shop, and then I got antsy and we wanted to come back to the boat, and it got marked up in the freaking toolbox. So I thought it'd be cured up by 6 hours. So anyways, you do see those. I got to go back and touch them, but I'm gonna do that once on the mast. But yeah, so I basically took some spruce board, not plywood, actual board, and then I epoxy coated it, and then I did it with a polyurethane Total Boat white on it, and so hopefully it shouldn't rot out anytime soon. So just gonna get this thing put together, and then I'm gonna go up the mast and see what happens. About time for me to go up.
Yep.
So I'll do a quick. So this is what we got. Kind of see, just kind of a rough. So this is obviously the mast mount. It's going to go on the front. The dish, from range of movement, when you look on it, the pivot point goes flat to maybe 45, maybe a little more. I'm not really sure, but it only goes this way. So I'm putting it far enough from the mast here that it can go perfectly flat and it can go forward. It doesn't look like it twists. There's no function that looks like it can make it twist, but this will allow it to move as it needs. And we're a catch sailboat too, so we can hang it. I got it hanging pretty far off the mast, but we have no front sail, nothing on the mizzen at all. So it really didn't need to. This is actually gonna mount a couple feet above our radar. and so it should be completely unobstructed by anything. So I think it'll be a good mount. Again, people watch this might have done on their deck step and been fine, maybe, but we got a lot of stuff running around, and if anyone watches our channel will realize if it's sitting on the deck, I will football kick it off the deck at some point in a rush. I'll run it. I will just, it'll either go or I will, but at some point it's going to get kicked. So I try to get everything with 2 masts up on the mast we can. Less likely for me to either yeet it off this boat or trip and fall off said boat. So that's how things go.
Yep.
So yeah, and so we're gonna get we've used it once. I'm gonna grab some climbing gear. We actually got some I got some ascenders. I was watching the rigger at work go up, and so I got some pretty budget friendly setup to go up the mast, and it worked pretty good the first time. We'll video that. It's gonna look super awkward because it is. It's not as easy as it looks. I've seen people go up, they make it look really easy. Either I suck or so, I don't know, but they work really good. So what I'm getting at is if anyone,
it's exhausting is what it is.
Yeah, we didn't get them very expensive. We got good, like, it's good stuff, but I mean, like, it wasn't, I thought we were gonna spend all this money. So talking to the rigger at work, he kind of gave me a lowdown on what I can get, like what I need, and it worked pretty good. So I'm gonna go with that. But I was gonna say is if anyone wants to know what our setup was, like if they're used to like a Bozeman chair, our thing is I don't want to make Steph hike me up and down, so this way I can go up by myself, and once I'm up there with the ascender, it's way more comfortable to work than just being down here on the winch hoping I don't fall. So if anyone likes the setup and has questions about it, not that I'm like know that much at all, but just wants to know what the heck we're using, I guess, let me know. Comment, to show you what I got. I'll send you links to what I got if anyone's interested. Like, it's a pretty budget friendly setup to go up. We don't have huge mass on this being a catch rig, so I figured just throw it there. If anyone likes it, let me know, and I'll pass on what I know, which isn't much, but it's enough to get you up the mast safely, question mark, maybe, I don't know. I haven't fallen yet, so we'll see how it goes. But if I look like I'm flying around, that's because I am. I'm still learning. All right, so this is the part I don't like. I'm gonna drill a hole for this. It looks like to get it through, I'm gonna use a 5/8 hole, which I hate, but I think that's what I need to get through. So I'm gonna go through the side instead of going directly through. I'm gonna go this way into my helm instead of going through here. It's always easier to seal that way, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with a pilot hole, do a small hole, because if something happens or I go wrong, it's easier to seal a hole that side than a freaking 5/8 hole. So basically we'll start with this. We're gonna run this through. I'm gonna hook it on, take it up to the mast with me, and then once the dish is installed, I'll plug this guy in, and then I'll be ready to rock. So yeah, make sure you send the small side first, because the other end down here is got this 90, which is just a monster, and apparently people were drilling like 1-inch holes to get. I ain't doing that, that's for sure. So we'll do. So I'll just have you feed this up to me.
Okay.
But doing this at like 7 o'clock at night after work, and this stuff is a lot of work. It won't look like it, but when you see me flailing, it's because it's a lot of work. So, all right, so I'm gonna go up, and then I'll have you send the bucket first, and then the mount, and then we'll send the dish up.
Okay.
So,
Not even paying attention. Okay, that's ready. It's ready. It is. They're flapping their flippers. Yay. That was super nerve-wracking. That was super nerve-wracking.
All right, so we got everything loose fit. We just up the mast a little bit ago. So the directions in this thing are crazy. Seriously, this is blank. I don't know if you can see this, but it's literally like almost looks like a drawing, like a child's drawing of the satellite plugged into the modem, plugged into the wall. Then you connect to Wi-Fi. So I'm guessing the general consensus is it's probably super easy. So, but I just want to show all this as I go through, right way, wrong way, whatever. So 2 plugins at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in my face. We got 1 plugin. Pretty simple. This one goes in. We got it already plugged in up top. I hope we don't have connection issues because that means I gotta go back up the mast side. Then the 110 comes in here. So I think again, it seems super easy. I mean, I really hope it's this easy. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come back after I P-clip this all out. This is just general hookup. It looks pretty clean, although I've drilled quite a few holes in the boat. Mixed feelings there. Probably just broke it. So this is where we're gonna mount our modem, because there happens to be a freaking outlet right here. So I'm gonna just just plug it in, see what happens, I guess. Nothing super exciting. Okay, so I just plugged it in, nothing happened. Well, that didn't start out good. And then let's go to my phone. I just see Starlink right there. Connect. Let's see what's happening. Create network. Okay. So let's see how this goes. All right, so enter Wi-Fi name. Gonna do Valhalla. Boat name makes sense. Wi-Fi password. I'm not telling you guys that. So now I basically asked me to make a network name and then put in my password. So that kicked me off. Not a good start. So I'm gonna try to log back in. It says no internet. Not a good sign. Okay. All right, so we got the Starlink installed. It's up on the mast. We got the mast mount done the other day. I finally finished all my wiring and stuff, running the router down. But I've been at work, so I think we had 2 days on it now of running it, and so far it's great. I mean, the signal strength, we're kind of in an area that doesn't get a lot of Wi-Fi. We're not near the city or anything where the boat's at now, but we haven't tested on Anchor. Obviously, there'll be more to come with that. But we got it installed. It hasn't been spotty. The kids have been watching movies, all sorts of stuff. So we'll show you what we did up there. One thing we didn't know about, I wanted to share with people, is it looked like it had a pivot point on it, the dish itself. It looked like it pivoted forward and back, and so I accommodated for that. That's why I made such a big mount. We're going to show you that mount on the mast, and that's why it's so big, is it looks like it moved forward and back. It also rotates. So when the thing is finding satellites, I think it's moving, rotating. So keep in mind if you're mounting it, that you're giving it room to do that. We also on here have a Victron inverter with the Servo GX, so we can battery monitor like all functions. And so we shut everything off in the boat. We unplugged it and did a startup, and it looks like, for anyone curious, it's about 80 watts startup when it was searching for internet. Once it found internet, and like we were using it, once it found internet, it would go down to be like 50 to 60 watts on 110. So that's not bad. I was seeing about those numbers, but a lot of stuff that we've plugged in and monitored is always way under what they say. It's actually really low, very efficient. So we're really happy with that. But yeah, so there's more to come obviously when we're off grid, but so far it was super easy to install. I don't know if I touched base on this, but when you do hook it up, for us it takes a second. I would say it says it takes 30 seconds for it to like hook up to internet. That's wrong for us, at least out here. It takes a couple minutes. Yeah. So plug it in, be patient, and just wait. It'll connect to it, but it'll say you have no internet, and then it finally kicks on and goes. So that's one thing I'd pass on, that we were kind of like because I didn't test it before I ran up the mast, probably bumping into stuff, ran the wires through. So that's another lesson learned. If I had to do it again, put it up on the deck and just test it. I would just fire it up, do everything before you do all your routing and stuff, because I got myself in a position where I was messing with it, doing stuff, and I didn't know if I maybe done something to it. It took a good 5 minutes, and then once it fired up, it's been great. So it's just kind of slow getting going. Yeah, so we'll take you out, and I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, I mean, it runs really fast. It's way faster than our internet at our house, that's for sure. Yeah,
we had DSL at home because we live out in the woods, and it's way faster than internet at home actually. So that's, I mean, it's DSL, it's terrible, but I mean, it's still faster than that, so that's pretty good. So yeah, so far so good. We'll take a look at the mount, but definitely recommend to anyone else doing this. If you guys have questions, again, we did this video because we didn't find a lot online. Leave a comment, reach out to us, we'll answer any questions we can.
Yeah.
All right, let's go look outside. All right, so it may be hard to see, but I put a mount up there above the radar. Just above it, there was a TV antenna, like a little dome one. I had made of this big mount, kind of a crazy mount, but I made it big enough so it could rotate. Not sure if you can see it up there, but yeah, you can see the dish is actually rotated sideways in kind of a 45. And yeah, so far so good. It looks like it clears everything, so we're happy. It's mounted pretty good, so I think that'll be good for us. Starlink, so far we like it.